What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Week 2 Fantasy Football Power Rankings. Now, I sent out this file on Monday night right after the game, and you guys actually all filled it out this week on time, so thank you. Let me just clap it up for you guys really quick. I'm proud of all of you. These rankings were very, very close, I will say, so I do expect them to change next week. But yeah, let's get right into the rankings. Coming in at number 12, we have Nate Caminoli. Pray for me. Week 1, you were in the 8th spot. This week you are 12th. You have gone down 4 spots. Yeah, I don't. You kind of got caught with the injury bug, but at the same time, your team is just not very well rounded. I have Joe Mixon on here because you just traded for him, and that's a big, big player for your team. I think he's going to give you a lot of points, but I also don't see a very bright future for your team, in all honesty. But you never know. Fantasy, anything can happen at any given moment. So Nate is at 12. Coming in at number 11, we have Niners QB room with Sean Stevenson. Last week you were at 11th, so you stayed the exact same. As you can see, Brandon Aubrey is here because he's kind of been your most consistent player throughout the 2 weeks. I think he's had 20 plus in both weeks, which is kind of crazy for a kicker. That's not even meant to be an insult, me putting Brandon Aubrey here. I simply think that he's been your most consistent player. And that's actually pretty cool that it's your kicker, to be honest with you, because that's unexpected. I expect you to kind of stay within this range. I don't really see your team getting much better, but then again, like I just said for Nate, it's fantasy football. Anything can happen at any given moment, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Coming in at 10th, I have All N, which is Garrett. Last week you were voted 10th, and this week you stay the same. Um, it's kind of hard looking at your team because Tank Dell is just not getting the targets that he needs to. And when he is getting the targets, the throws are bad and it's kind of just going out of bounds. So I feel you, Garrett. I feel for you. It's kind of a rough beat for you this year to start fantasy off, but you have Josh Allen, which is a great, great player, and he's going to lead a lot of points, and he could carry you to a win. If I were you, I'd try to make some trades if possible, but I mean, I guess you never know, you know? At number 9, we got Marvin's Room, which is me, Austin. Week 1, I was voted 12th, and I jumped up 3 spots at number 9. And that's because of Marvin Harrison Jr. He got 8 targets this week, and he caught 4 of the passes with 2 touchdowns and 100 plus yards. So he had 29 points for me, and I think that personally, it's nothing but up for my team, considering the moves that I've made. And I'd like to think that I'm going to be moving up the power rankings week to week. Coming in at number 8, we have auto drafts roll out. Week 1, you were in 6th place, so you've gone down a few spots. That could be because of the production of your wide receivers. It's just not there what it's supposed to, which is kind of sad, but I mean, you never know. Olave had a decent week this week. I think he had 17 something points. So hopefully you get that from him week to week, but it's really, really unsure because Alvin Kamara is just taking over the offense. But you have Bijan Robinson, who can arguably finish top 3 running backs in the league at the end of the season. So I would hold your head high and hope for the best for your team. Coming in at number 7, we have Tank for Caleb Williams, which is Aiden Good. Week 1, you were voted 5th. This week, you're 7th. You went down 2 spots, but if I'm you, I'm just hoping that Jamar Chase returns to reality and stops playing like he's mad because it's showing and Joe Burrow is getting visibly angry with him. So I think that's something to keep an eye out for. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to probably be your leading scorer week to week if I'd have a guess. But he does split carries with David Montgomery, so it's kind of hard to say. At 6th place, we have Free Zoogles. Week 1, you were voted 9th, so you've gone up a few spots in the power rankings, which is good. Your team is really Philadelphia Eagles biased, though. If I'm you, Ramey, I'm starting Brock Bowers next week because you probably would have beat me this week if you started Brock Bowers, but you chose to start all the Eagles players. Just my opinion. Saquon is going to be your most consistent guy, I think. That's why he's on the cover here. Coming in the 5th spot, we have Jake Moody McCarthy. Week 1, you were voted 7th, and now you're in the top 5, so congratulations to you, Nathan. It's very impressive you putting up the amount of points that you're putting up without Christian McCaffrey, and that's due to Devon Achane, and I think he's going to be really good for you all year. and that's what's bringing you to the top five. Coming in at number four, we have easy pickings, which is George Delia. Week one, you were voted in third place. This week, you're in fourth. You just made a massive trade with Nate Cominoli. You traded him, Joe Mixon, and Drake London, and in return, you got Justin Jefferson and Isaiah Pacheco. The other two players involved in the trade are kind of irrelevant, but I think you kind of fleeced Nate here. I don't really know how you got him to do that trade, but hey, I think your team was really good, George. It sucks to say because me and you had a little battle in the beginning of the season. Me calling your team trash, you calling my team trash, and we're actually both looking up right now, but your team is really good. There's no denying that, and I expect you to just kind of stay in the top five. But if injuries come about with your team, you could be in serious, serious trouble. So if I'm you, I'd be really careful. Coming in at number three, we got Vegas Gamblers Aiden Kerr. Last week, you were voted in fourth place, so you've gone up a spot. DK Metcalf had a really good game for you this week, and that's why he's on the cover. I think your team is all around pretty solid. I said to start the season that your team was going to be better than everybody thought, and look where you're at, man. Keep making me proud and keep winning games, dude. Feel better. Coming in at second place this week, we have Let James Cook, which is James Derrick. Week one, you were in first place. This week, you're in second. If I'm you, I'm not concerned at all. To be honest, in my opinion, first and second place is damn near the same thing. You're in the top two. So, if I'm you, James, I'm not going to make any moves. Maybe try to get something for Baker Mayfield because he's kind of just rotting on your bench and he's QB1 at the moment. Other than that, I mean, James Cook is a beast, and that's why he's on the cover page for you. And then finally, in first place, we have Clint Flickers, Sean Mays. Week one, you were voted second. This week, you're voted first. I mean, this is no surprise. I think every starter but one or two guys in your team put up 20 points this week, and Alvin Kamara had 43. In my eyes, you have a super team. It's just, yeah, enough said. You're in first place. I expect you to stay here. The only people that should be competing with you in first place is honestly Nathan Donnelly, James, and possibly George if he stays healthy completely. Other than that, you should stay here, and I hope no injuries come your way because that can really cause a lot of problems for your team. But yeah, this has been Week 2 Power Rankings. I'll be sure to put the poll out for next week after the Monday night game, and I'll run it back with the same kind of recording style. Let me know what you guys think of this video, and have a good night. Peace.